From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Saturday, January 20th, 2018. Silver is trading at $17.02 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,332 per ounce. Zencash is trading at $44, and the average price of Bitcoin is $12,646. Antiwar.com reports after passing the House last week and the Senate on Thursday, President Donald Trump has signed the FISA 702 bill, renewing the section of FISA that allows the NSA to engage in mass surveillance of Americans' internet communications without a warrant. The bill faced some bipartisan resistance as promised reforms and safeguards never materialized or were dismissed by congressional leaders on the grounds that they would weaken the broad ability of the NSA to operate unchecked with Americans' data. President Trump claimed the bill is the right thing for our country, but falsely claimed this is not the same FISA law that was so wrongly abused during the election, even though the bill is for all intents and purposes identical to the previous version. Indeed, the only material change at all was requiring the NSA to have a warrant for certain surveillance if the target happened to already be under criminal investigation. This has ironically led critics to note that the new version offers protections to suspected criminals that the rest of the public simply does not get.
You can support FPP Radio by shopping online. Whether you're looking for precious metals, bitcoins, or books, you'll find that and more at shop.fppradio.com. Every purchase you make from one of my affiliates, like Namecheap and Amazon, at shop.fppradio.com helps fund FPP Radio. Or you can shop directly from FPP with Bitcoin in the Bitcoin store. That's shop.fppradio.com.
UPI reports the federal government shut down shortly after midnight after the Senate failed to reach a deal on a bill to fund the government despite furious last-minute negotiations. With less than an hour before the funding deadline, the chamber failed to cast enough votes to pass a stopgap bill to fund the government through February 16th. Senate Republican leaders Mitch McConnell of Kentucky and Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer of New York walked off the Senate floor together for further negotiations with minutes left before a possible government shutdown. The majority of Democrats refused to vote for the bill in an attempt to force Republicans to negotiate with them on a fix for the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program, which provides a pathway for young undocumented immigrants brought to the United States by their parents to remain in the country. Democratic Senators Joe Manchin of West Virginia, Heidi Heitkamp of North Dakota, and Claire McCaskill of Missouri, and Independent Joe Donnelly of Indiana voted to advance the bill. But they weren't the only ones breaking with the majority of their party. Republican Senators Rand Paul of Kentucky, Lindsey Graham of South Carolina, Mike Lee of Utah, and Jeff Flake of Arizona voted against the legislation. Senator John McCain of Arizona did not vote because he was undergoing treatment for cancer. Democrats proposed an even more short-term spending bill that would have funded the government through early February, another a little more than a week. Sources told CNN that Republicans would not even consider those proposals. Earlier on Friday, a group of Senate Democrats introduced a bill to withhold congressional pay should there be a government shutdown. White House Office of Management and Budget Director Michael Mulvaney said that even if the shutdown were to occur, it would not be as bad as the 2013 shutdown under former President Barack Obama. Mulvaney said that unlike under the Obama administration, national parks would be kept open in the event of a shutdown, noting that military personnel and border security agents would still report to work, but would not be paid.
For over 40 years, Robertson Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals. Gold, silver, platinum, and palladium. They don't feed the banks. They're Bitcoin preferred and have removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Robertson Roberts Brokerage today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co.
Reuters reports the U.S. Supreme Court on Friday set up a major showdown over presidential powers, agreeing to decide the legality of President Donald Trump's latest travel ban targeting people from 6 Muslim-majority countries. The conservative majority court is due to hear arguments in April and issue a ruling by the end of June on whether the ban violates federal immigration law or the U.S. Constitution's prohibition on religious discrimination. Trump's policy, announced in September, blocks entry into the United States for most people from Chad, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Syria, and Yemen. The legal fight involves the third version of a contentious policy Trump first sought to implement a week after taking office in January 2017. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.